Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. You know that Elon Musk and Donald Trump love affair fell apart, right? Yeah, okay. Do you know why? Well, according to Musk, he's going to tell us exactly why. I will tell you why I think, and I think it's deeper than Elon Musk's little justification. Elon Musk said that he's going to make, or he's creating his party, America party, and I think the system will destroy that party and Elon Musk if they can't hijack it somehow and then incorporate it in the uni-party system. So let's see what Trump says. What Elon Musk says. What is his reason why he is changed the tune on Trump? Here, this article comes from Russia Today, and Musk explains why he changed his stance on Trump. The US president's decision to increase the budget deficit instead of cutting costs was the last straw, the tech tycoon has said. So he's upset because he is spending more money instead of being efficient, like Tesla, I guess. US President Donald Trump's decision to increase the budget deficit instead of cutting costs has prompted Elon Musk to oppose Trump's policies, the tech tycoon has said. And I'm quoting. Musk made the comment in a thread on X when asked by a user what prompted him to go from quote-unquote loving Trump, and I'm quoting, as much as a straight man can, to opposing the president and attacking his policies, end quote. And I'm quoting, increasing the deficit from an already insane $2 trillion under Biden to $2.5 trillion, this will bankrupt the country, Musk replied. So, what do you think, my friends? Do you think that's what it was? Maybe. Isn't Elon Musk how should I put it mildly, a globalist through his business model? I mean, he's doing business all over the world. He likes if he makes the product, I don't know, let's say in another country and sells it in another country. So he doesn't really need one country to be his head office. I don't think unless he has, and I'm not saying he doesn't, unless he has some identity of a certain kind. You know what kind of identity? All right. So if he has a certain kind of notion of being a group member of a certain kind of organization or a group or a tribe, then I'll give him, he doesn't want to see the United States of America bankrupt. But he shouldn't want to see Europe bankrupt as well, if we go by that, or Australia or New Zealand. And I heard him saying certain things regarding that. After all, he likes Alternative for Deutschland. Yes. All right. So from the business perspective, he doesn't give a shit. If tomorrow China surpasses United States of America and America goes bankrupt, he makes business and money in the same manner, I don't think it matters from that angle, the financial one. He doesn't care. All right. And would be only if he cares for his people. Well, the United States of America is not his people anymore. They took care of you, and now it's not you. It's what? 65%? And you're going down. But there's no replacement theory. That's a conspiracy theory, okay? Replacement. All right. Great replacement. No, we don't talk about that one. No, he says about the bankrupting the country. It doesn't say destroying the American nation. It doesn't say destroying, I don't know, the American dream put together by certain Americans to show his identity. He talks about money, bankrupting. Bankrupt is money. You don't have money anymore. You lose everything. Right? And then America as a country. Now, America will be around, maybe, even if people like Musk will not be around. So I don't think he cares about that one, does he? Well, he gave some signs that supposedly he cares, but he doesn't talk as he should. Remember, he went with Ben Shapiro in that tour to Auschwitz. where he was over there, and he said that he's an absolutist and he's a this and that. And okay, well, that told me that he doesn't have identity when he said that. Not absolutist. He said something else that I didn't like. I can't say it here a lot, because that implied that something that they like us to do, which is include and all that. So Musk, he didn't like that Trump spends money. I don't like that either. If this would trigger somehow, let me tell you, you are in debt, right? The United States of America. The United States of America works in a deficit. So that means spends more than produces. Has a deficit trade with most countries on this planet. In general, has $1.3 trillion in deficit or something like that. If I remember, isn't deficit? That's bad. You have a lot of loans. The biggest debtor is the United States of America, not China, Russia. No, these guys. So that means they owe the most compared with any other country on this planet. But we're doing good, supposedly. Now, if you make this a golden age by saying, you know what, we have a business and we're kind of like losing, we're going to get some loans, we restructure, which I don't hear that happening, which is creating the economy to boom, but we need some loans to tweak here and there. But the problem is, you don't take the loans as a government. You create just the environment for the private institutions to flourish. The government is not the one that creates the wealth. It's the private institutions, not the big ones, the middle ones. This is what is the engine of the Americans, this country. So he gets loans to do exactly what? I don't know. What do you think? So it doesn't really add up to think that Trump will get a loan and then we're going to have a golden age because the economy is going to run better. It's going to be more prosperous, better. I don't think so. Why do you need loans? You should not take as a country loans like that, because you don't create jobs. Your jobs are artificial. Every job that is governmental job, all right, public, not private, there's not a real job. There's not. The real job is in the real world. The private companies, that's a real job. I'm not saying if you work for the government, you don't have a real job. Cut that crap. I have to do this because we live in this world nowadays where you have to, every time you say something, you think that the people will immediately, okay? So again, you get loans to boost the economy? Okay, if that will be the case, I understand it. But supposedly, what's his name? Trump doesn't get it. Well, what's his name? Musk is a very successful entrepreneur, guy who knows, I guess, how the money works. And he's against this. Does that affect him personally? Maybe, maybe not, or both. You could benefit and could lose in different areas, different programs, regulations. I understand that. But I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason is, and I will say it again, I will go from a human being's perspective. We act in certain ways. We have a certain character. We develop a certain character, a certain worldview, the way through which we analyze the world, and we behave in a certain way. Now, if I am born in a, house where I'm a noble, and I have servants, or how do you want to call it, employees that do whatever, they clean my room, they do whatever I want, I will develop most likely a certain kind of attitude of entitlement, you might call it, or of a superior person who says, I'm in charge here. So whenever that person might walk outside of this environment, he will act accordingly, like a winner, like a strong guy, because of the environment. Now, if you live all your life in a environment, you most likely, these are not absolutes, most likely develop a different kind of character and behavior. So when you get from your little environment, you break out, you most likely will behave like that. Ben, sorry, You have a certain mentality. Now, these two guys did not come from this kind of environment. Neither. Look at their bios. And then they got successful very early in life. Very early. That means one is what? Almost 80 or whatever is Trump, and the other one is almost 60 or something, around that area. So they lived at least one, I would say at least 30 years in being the boss, dictator, tyrant, wherever he goes. And the other one, I know, like 70, right? Since he was 10 years old, under his dad's success as an entrepreneur. So then you have these guys entitled that think that everybody should listen to them, and they don't have to do anything unless they have an interest over there somewhere for a while. But they are not losers. They don't have a losing mentality. Like Nietzsche calls it master morality. They don't have a slave morality where they turn the other cheek or they're humble. No, humbleness is for the other guys. They don't have that. They have it, I want it, I take it, and I'm going to cross from here to there on everybody's heads. I don't care whomever these guys are. That's the way they are. So these guys, supposedly, they got together as friends. These guys, I would dare to say, cannot have friends. Psychologically, in general, cannot have friends because they will not accept a friendship like that. They will accept a friendship like that. And that's not a friendship. That's a subordinate master relationship. So these guys, when they got together, they didn't know who's this and who's that. That's what happened between the two. And Musk temporarily agreed to be this, but then it seems like he didn't, because this guy wanted to show more and more and more, because that's the way they are. You want to eliminate competition thoroughly. Remember, in the old times, in all our history, the conqueror will kill all the family of the conquered. Yeah, that's the way it was. If I'm the new king, the old king's family will be all cut off. They will just fly like little birds and exile. Why? And why? To come back and do the same thing to you. There's the same thing right now. Trump decapitated, metaphorically, the Bush family. He decapitated so far the Clinton dynasty, and he probably decapitated Obama's. All these three families are dead. Well, we see if Chelsea, the ugly duckling Chelsea, will come over and do something. But other than that, he wants his dynasty. And so how you eliminate, how the lion goes over there and he kills the little babies, the puppies of the other lion. That's how they do. Why? So she's ready to mate. That's mine, man. Why should you? Because you're going to grow to be and eat my balls later. Kill me. The same is here. So I think these guys could not stand together because of what they are. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.